Basketball fans, welcome back. So the Kenya Morans lost yesterday against Angola. 88-59 was the final score. Let's just talk about this. So the Kenya Morans are in the epitome of failure, and even released a video talking about them. But this one I'll go in detail, especially when it comes to statistics. So prior to this tournament, the Kenya Morans had so much problems, especially when it came to them flying there. So they subsequently leading to them being given a walkover. It was a forfeit to Tunisia, and Tunisia were able to win that game by default, and Kenya lost that game. And as by recording of this video, this is a Sunday morning, so I didn't record the video immediately because I released a video talking about the game, but it was off the cuff. I didn't script it, but this one will be much more detailed when it comes to the statistics. So the Kenya Morans are in a very, very bad situation, especially with Guinea's performance. Angola already qualified, Tunisia already qualified. So the two teams that are fighting for that slot among the 7 teams that are going to qualify is Kenya and Guinea in this Group E. So Guinea shocked everyone in the first game of the tournament, where they're able to beat Angola and show it up to Angola. And not only that, they made that game close against Tunisia, and all their games have been clutch. And if you look at the way they are playing this year as compared to last year, you'll see that there's a huge difference. Last year, yes, they were not able to win any single game, but Guinea were able to go ahead and make the games close and make the games competitive, but they lost to us. Now this year, it's going to be the reverse, and we're going to see our team potentially miss the Afrobasket. And I'm not counting the Kenya Morans out just yet. I want to see how they play against Guinea. And luckily enough, today's game is early in the morning. So we are going to see, not even early in the morning, the first game of the day. I don't know how to say early in the morning. I mean, I'm recording the video early in the morning. But the Kenya Morans will take on Guinea the first game of the day. And it will be 1 p.m. Kenya time. So we're waiting to see how that's going to pan out. And I'm not too optimistic with our chances. I don't think we have what it takes to take on Guinea. But hey, it is what it is. So let's talk about Angola. So Angola, the performance for the Kenya Morans was quite decent, especially when it came to the first quarter. The first quarter, can say things were very good. But it was only the only quarter where we won. The final score was 25-21 Angola in the first. But in the second, third, and fourth, I've seen in the interview Coach Cliff and Fidel Okoth saying that they lost their game in the third quarter. But I beg to differ, because this game, Angola put down the hammer in the second quarter, not the third quarter, the second. Because in the second, the Kenya Morans were limited to only 10 points and Angola had 29. So this whole situation where we are trying to blame, fatigue, all that, it does not excuse the poor tactics of Coach Cliff. Because even despite all the challenges you had, why is it that you are acting as if, the game is not presented to you? And the reason as to why you are here in this tournament is basketball reasons. It's not a visit. It's not a trip that you're making. It's basketball that brought you there. So the whole idea and the whole situation, people are saying, this team, they had issues going into this tournament. You shouldn't talk about them too much. But what brought them there? What took them there? It was basketball and the chance to qualify for the Afrobasket. And as we speak, the Kenya Morans are now 1-4, and Coach Cliff has improved to a record of 4-12. I mean, 4 wins, 12 losses in 4 years. That's what you got. So in the third, the Kenya Morans had a tie score with Angola, but in the fourth, that's when everything went downhill. That's when you saw back-to-back turnovers from the Kenya Morans side, and they just looked like they didn't want to be there, and it was a very, very horrendous performance. And I must say, thanks to our legacy players who do not deserve to be on the team, Desmond Owili, Boshua Mukota, Bosire, Grifo, those people who are the most useless people on the team. I'm going to get to them when you look at the box score, but overall, this was a piss poor performance. I know they can try to say that, we trained like the way Fidel said, we are ready. In the post-game interview. You're not ready. If the Kenya Morans management are not ready to book a flight for you early, what makes you think you're going to be ready? Even there's a conspiracy theory I've come up with. What if they intentionally missed the Tunisia game because they knew a similar performance was coming? And they look like they're going to save face if they just, delay the flight. That's my theory. Because I'm seeing this thing and I'm looking at these players and the coaches' lack of accountability and lack of awareness, and it's puzzling. It's like they're tone deaf. It's like they don't get it. Coach Cliff is so delusional. The man thought that Kenya had a chance against Angola. Remember, Angola didn't have, the pressure that we have, because by virtue of Angola being a team that has already qualified because they're the host country, they didn't have enough. They didn't have pressure. Even if they lost the first game, they already qualified. So Angola will have even lost 3 straight, and they will still be in the tournament. But unfortunately for us, we have to go and win every single game. But if you look at even the countries that we are supposed to beat, how is it that we can beat them? We can't beat Tunisia. Last year we couldn't beat them. This year it was a walkover. Can't beat Angola. Angola, actually, it was very poetic because last year it was 88-58. We got beat by 30 points. This year it's 88-59. Got beat by 29. No improvement on defense. Even I mentioned in a video that I released on my various social media on Instagram, I said, at least when we had Coach Liz Mills, our defense was albeit good. We were not getting blown out. We're not getting dominated like that. But with Coach Cliff's tactics, we are getting beat every single time. It's freestyle basketball. There's no structure. There's nothing. There's no philosophy. There's no identity. It's just free for all. Just go out there and play. And that's the reason as to why Coach Cliff rolls out the legacy players at the expense of having somebody like Eugene, somebody who can assist you, somebody who can help you run the point. But instead, you start Bosire. Why? I mean, it was very pathetic. The Kenya Morans started off very strong. We are good. They tried to show us that they are good. In the first quarter, and that's why it ended. In the second, third, and fourth, that's where the problems came. And especially in the second half, in this fourth quarter, that's when Angola dropped the hammer down and the lead ballooned to 29 points. So it was pathetic. The biggest lead Angola had at some point was 31 points, and it was not looking good at all. And Angola flat out dominated this game for 26 minutes, and majority of those minutes came in the second half. This game, they had 7 lead changes at least, but they didn't do anything. There's nothing that could have been done. So the Kenya Morans still struggle to shoot the 3 ball, and especially in this game, I didn't see a lot of effort when it came to like the 3 ball. But funny enough, they shot 39%, which was much better than Angola. But anyway, those shots, especially the 2-point field goals, those are the ones that I was pretty much looking at. And the reason as to why our 2-point field goal percentage is so low is because of our tendency to be very predictable. We don't have front court players who can work the post and can score inside and can even get offensive boards. We don't have that. If you're trying to think that Bush Wamukota and Desmond Owili, Fidel Okoth can do it for us, you are wrong. If you look at how other teams are playing the front court, you will see the difference in class. Look at how Angola dominated us inside. They shot 59% from 2-point field goals, and there's nothing stopping them from getting inside. Childe Down was doing anything he wanted. He's a guard that was very shifty, and our defense was not ready for this guy. And it's funny to me that the Kenyan Morans did not do any scouting on these players. They tried to pretend that they did any scouting, but they didn't do any. And if you look at even going to the line, we shot at a 70.6. We shot 70.6%, but still we fouled too many times. And the worrying stat that I saw that was bad was the 30 turnovers. The 30 turnovers, man, this needs to be discussed, by the way. This needs to be talked about. I don't think it gets the attention all the more. But despite the loss, at least Kenya Morans didn't get out-rebounded like that. They were 1 rebound shy on total rebounds. But the biggest problem that I saw was the offensive boards that Angola were getting. They got 16 offensive boards. And if you look at the hustle and the effort that Angola had, they just knew what they needed to do at the right time. And they were getting those timely offensive boards when they needed to make a run. And the way they were shooting the ball, especially from the mid-range area, and getting inside because our defense is weak, that is the reason as to why they were able to go ahead and destroy us from the inside. And in their assists, they had 28 assists, 18 steals. We only had 8 steals in this game, so that was bad. And they had 6 blocks. We only 1 block shy. But the turnovers and personal fouls were the Kenya Morans undoing. The Kenya Morans had 30 turnovers and 20 personal fouls. So the thing that angers me so much is why does the Kenya Morans actually fouling is not defense, and why do the Kenya Morans think that fouling is defense? This is not defense when you foul and you send that other team to the line like that. And the fouls increased in the first quarter, and I saw a lot of times in games where Coach Cliff is the coach, when these players are given free rein to commit fouls and send this other team to the line, they fill up their fouls to the point where they can't even play enough defense, because when they touch the guy, they'll get fouled. They can have the possibility of potentially falling out of the game. And when they fall out of the game, our defense struggles. Our offense struggles. Look at the people who are committing the fouls. People who are required to at least go ahead and play for us and be at least effective. Look at even the starters. So this game, Coach Cliff decided to start Bosire, which was the worst thing to ever do at the point guard position. And Bramwell didn't even play a lick of basketball. So I don't know why he didn't start. Why didn't he start Eugene Adera, somebody that the Kenya Morans needed? Look, Bosire started this game, and in 15 minutes of play, 3 points, 1 of 3 from the field, and the only shot that he made is 1-3. That's it. That's the everything scoring wise. The others, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 personal foul, 1 turnover. Virtually useless. I mean, a useless starter. Let's go to Derek Ogechi. So Derek Ogechi, he didn't have the rock in this game at all. He shot an abysmal 2 for 12 in the field. He had 8 points, and 3 of those 8 points came from the line. So that tells you everything. And the 4 turnovers were glaring. 4 turnovers, 4 personal fouls. So this means that the man was virtually not there in this game. He was non-existent. And the thing that I felt so bad was I said even in a previous video that Bush Wamukota, Desmond Owili, Victor Bosire, and Griffin Ligare were going to be liabilities. But the only people you could trust was Derek Ogechi, Tyler Ongwae, Albert Odero, and Eugene Adera. Those are the only people you needed to trust. But boy, was I wrong in this one, because the fatigue was just showing. And you could see mentally these players did not want to be there. They didn't want to be there at all. And it led to this abysmal scoring. Tyler Ongwae, 35 minutes, 10 points, 4 of 11, 2 of 7, 2 of 4. Like 4 of 11 from the field. 6 rebounds, 6 assists. At least he was effective on the other side. But the 6 turnovers, his assist to turnover ratio is off. 6 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. Plus minus of minus 27. Actually, Derek Ogechi had a plus minus of minus 23. So that shows you, even with what he was trying to do, he was negatively impacting the game. And Derek Ogechi, there was this play where he missed a wide open transition layup. You could see at the end of the game, these players were so tired. Even the shots that they were easy and they could make, they couldn't do it. And that's the reason as to why they lost this game. And I mean, even the same case to Albert Odero. Done. I mean, 16 minutes played, 16 minutes, 44 seconds, 4 points, 1 of 8. Man had nothing. Only made 1 3, and that was it. And and he shot 1 for 1. I mean, Tyler Ongwae didn't even go to the line in this game. Look at the starter. Victor Bosire didn't even go to the line. That tells you everything that you need to know. This is a guy that are very afraid of contact. They don't have anything going for them, and they have no business being on the national team. And this is the fact. These are the facts. This guy does not need. He has not even earned the right or even position to be on that national team. I don't even know why he was brought there as the captain. He's very useless. And that's about it. So Eugene Adera, he was one of those guys that I said, even with his minutes, the way he was being, mismanaged by Coach Cliff, he tried to do something, and he was that bright spot that we needed. But because of the poor system and the way the system is set up poorly, he was not able to do anything. He made one for one from from downtown, and it was 4 of 7 from the field. So yeah, and he split one free throw. He had 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 personal fouls, 2 turnovers, 2 steals. Plus minus for minus 23. Alberto Dera plus minus for minus 20. So they didn't have the game at all. So Desmond Owili, I don't know, Blasio Owili, this man, 28 minutes, 9 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. So for 3 points from his 9 points came from the line. So it tells you everything you need to know. 3 turnovers. The man was getting physically worked by the front court players. So you can't get any production coming from Desmond Owili. Nothing. Very useless. And they say these are the legacy players that are hurting the team. And this is a player that has no abilities on the front court. He has no footwork. He has a very low basketball IQ. And he somewhat forgot what Gelson Bango did to him in last year. And still the same thing happened this year. So what do you expect from somebody who is useless and is supposed to be doing something else with his life and not being on the national team? I don't know what he's doing here. Bush Wamukota, one of the most useless and overrated players. This man played 23 minutes. He's one of the legacy players I've been talking about, that Coach Cliff played too much. And look at what he produced. 23 minutes played, 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting from the field, virtually useless, 6 rebounds, 4 personal fouls, 2 turnovers. How can you fix this? Alberto Dero had 6 turnovers, Telongwa 6 turnovers. Everyone's just turning over the ball. Everyone. It is pathetic. Very useless player. I said, this man got cut by... Bush Wamukota was cut by APR for a reason. There's a reason as to why nobody wants this person. And the only opportunity he can get is in the national team. And this obsession with these legacy players, Bush Wamukota, Griffin Ligare, Fidel Okoth, Victor Bosire, what Desmond Owili, who said that these are the only people that can play? Then I see some people in the comments, who else can we put there? Are these the best? Because when other countries are sending the best players, we're sending trash. This is the trash we're talking about, Bush Wamukota has no business being on the Kenya Morans national team. He's washed, he's done, he's finished, his time is up. Same case for Blasio Owili or whatever he's called, Desmond Owili, I don't know. Washed, should not be on the national team, he deserves to go away. I don't know, some people just are supposed to be exiled and banished from the national team. These performances have been consistent for every single year. These people, you give them minutes, they do virtually nothing. Yes, they can pull off the excuse card and say, hey, look, we got tired. We couldn't make it. But whose fault was it? Whose fault was it? Yeah, the Morans management. They set you up for failure, but still, this performance is not different from last year. Even with whatever happened this year with the flights and everything, they still played poorly. These people still played poorly. They played the same way, and you try to excuse it. I mean, the legacy players will continue playing the same way. Bush Wamukota was so useless. He was the most inefficient and useless player in this game. He had a plus minus of minus 33. That shows you how useless he was. Griffin Ligare is a waste of a roster spot, and that is why he played 1 minute and 11 seconds. What a waste. Imagine, had we picked Dismas, Ariel Ortega, Ken Washira, and you put them there as our guards, at least we will have been able to do something. Get rid of Griffin Ligare, Desmond Owili, Bush Wamukota, Victor Bosire, very useless players. I don't even know why they still have a career in basketball. You can even get plumbers and farmers and they still put up the similar performance as what we saw from these people. So it's useless. Fidel Okoth, useless. You know, 13 points, 4 or 5 in 22 minutes. Look, he had a plus minus or minus 2. He had 5 turnovers in this game. 5 turnovers. You see, the problem that we have is structural. And there's this obsession with the legacy players. And Coach Cliff is also part of the problem. The man is so delusional. In the post-game press conference, he said he thought that we had a chance. If you listen to what this guy is saying, you can see that there's no one who is being honest with these people. People around the national team, people who advise this national team, and people who talk to them, please be honest with these people. These people are nothing. They are finished. You can take any of these players, you can stick them in any ball team, and none of them will stand out. None of them will stand out at all. Victor Bosire's career is done. The man will never play anywhere outside of Umoja and the Kenya Morans national team. It's unfortunate that these are the people that represent our country. Very useless. I mean, I told Salim Kisilu and Bramwell, go look at the box score for Fahim Juma and Ariel Otega. You'll see that they didn't play. And the minutes that these guys got was garbage time. So they were being used, their time was being wasted, and they were being used in garbage time. When the game was already decided and they already lost, this is the time that Coach Cliff saw it appropriate to put them on the team. So this is it is a very pathetic performance. Coach Cliff, I've called for this guy sacking for more than 4 years now, and he's still on the team. This Robert Mugabe guy, useless. Anseto Fuller, useless. Assistant coaches who do not know anything about basketball. Coach Cliff Orr, he's ruining the name for people who wear suits, because now he's a specialist in failing. The man is useless. He's a certified loser coach, somebody who does not deserve any coaching gig in any team. Some players just need to get out of this team. They are shit and they need to be removed. Griffin Ligare, shit. Tombo Shwamokota, shit. Some people who are shit players. These shit players, where's the obsession with Blasio Willie playing in the front court? He's shit. Get him out of the team. Bosire, shit. I mean, even the players that I thought that could be able to change the identity of this team, it's shit. Even I made a video talking about the team selection. I said, why would you leave out quality guards like Dismas, Ariel Otega, Ken Washira, and you bring washed up and useless and overrated Bosire and Griffin there, just because you want to pay homage to them? Yeah, you want to say, maybe we'll never get a chance to go to Libya, so this is the only time we can get. So this is the time that they have thought, it's appropriate. Let's put these guys there so they can lose games for us. Coach Cliff has no idea. He has no philosophy. He's finished. I want you to go look at the timeouts and listen to what this guy is saying. The man is stuttering. The man has no idea on how to on how to coach this team to win. And Angola just had a field day, especially in the fourth quarter. Back to back buckets. Chile Danda was unguardable. Dude was doing anything he wanted to do. He dropped a 25 piece on us. In 29 minutes, 25 points. That is the level of efficiency that we don't have. Abubakar Gaku, in 30 minutes played, he dropped a 25 piece. We had two players dropping 25 points. 50 points between Chile Dandao and Abubakar Gaku from Angola. Set us apart. These are the guys who carried this team, literally. Gilson Bango was doing everything he wanted. He was getting inside and he was just destroying us. Even if Gaston Goncalves Lukeni didn't play in this game, but they were still effective. How is it that Chile Dandao shot 82% from the field and he was driving at will? You couldn't stop him on 2-point field goals. He was 7 of 8. He was 2 of 3 from downtown. He was 5 of 7 from the line. And he had a double-double. What is this? He had a double-double of 25 points in 11 assists. And look at our guards. People who you think that they can be able to do something for us. What did they actually do? Victor Bosire, 3 points. Look at Alberto Dero, 4 points. What is this? Is this the next generation of players? I mean, this game should not be excused. We should always call these people out. And we should call them out for being frauds. Derek Ogechi, done. This game, he was done. His performance was unacceptable. You expect somebody at least of his caliber to at least do something. But look at this game. The vibe was all off. I can say mentally, the Kenya Morans did not want to be there. With the whole situation, the whole saga of them not having a flight, they never wanted to be there in the first place. They didn't want to be there. And it's evident. You can't hide it. And the truth will always reveal itself on the court. I want you to see the 3-point the 3-pointers that they attempted. They attempted 18 and only sunk 7. I want you to see in the inside the 2-point field goals, the shots that at the mid-range and the ones that they're not supposed to score, they were 33%, 13 out of 39 shots. Out of 39 shots attempted, only 13 went in. What does that tell you? Teams are catching up to us. They are seeing how predictable our offense is, and they know how to game plan for us. Angola didn't even have to leave second gear to beat us. It was so simple. They were just waiting for us to turn over the ball, hit us in the transition, get the second chance points, get inside. So that's what they did, and they were able to do it efficiently. And that's the reason as to why we lost this game. And majority of the time, you will see these players will refuse any level of accountability. They will refuse. They will not accept that they are washed. Bushwa Mukota is washed. I watched this guy when he played for APR in BAL season 4. The coach could not trust him to be on the floor. And that's the reason as to why he didn't have a team. And that's the reason as to why he's just there. He's just a free agent. And because the Coach Cliff, Kushla, whatever she's called, think that this person is still effective. And look at what he provided. A 2-point game. Come on, 2 points. What is this? In 23 minutes, you only got 2 points. This man was playing netball when other people were playing basketball. He couldn't work the post. And only 2 points he scored. Well, there are those points that he didn't work the post. He just got an assist and he just put it in. That's it. And that's the only highlight you'll ever get. The man is useless. And you expect our front court players to, in this African game, the game has evolved. You have to shoot threes and you have to be dominant inside. We cannot be dominant on a 3-ball, and we can't be dominant. And we have established that in this game. And we can't. It's something that is foreign to us. And the issue is the lack of accountability. Coming from the coaching staff, team selection, everything. This is the reason as to why we fail. You put players in the front court who are virtually useless. Somebody like Blasio or Willie or Desmond, whatever he's called. I'm seeing other names put on his Fiba. Useless. Virtually useless. In 28 minutes, this guy produced virtually nothing for us. Plus minus 17. So, plus minus is a very important statistic, which I even stressed when I was covering for the women's team. I said this before, and I covered this. I said, plus minus tells you, gives you the statistics of this player and the impact that they had on the team. So you can see, Eugene Adera, even despite how much he struggled and he hustled to try to put us on the game, he couldn't do anything. And all his efforts are being counteracted. But the players who stunk it up for us was Bushwa Mukota. Minus 33. He was the worst player on the team. The second worst player was Telongwa. Telongwa could not get the rock. The man did not look the same. Mentally short. Like, you can even see the body language is off. Like, you could see the energy was off. There was no fight. There was no desire. They didn't want to be there. Mentally, they didn't want to be there on the game. And that's the reason as to why we lost. And a lot of people are going to say, there's so many excuses to go around. And the funny thing is, I'm not seeing the people who are defending Coach Cliff. For the past 1.5 months, I've been making graphics and telling people, Coach Cliff is a certified loser. The man is a specialist in failing. And I can't stop saying that, and I'll repeat it. The man in his run since 2020 in the Afrobasket, we have seen him, he has a record of 4-12. In 16 games, 4-12. So, this is a man that is gone. He's finished. He has nothing going on for him. He's somebody who APR discovered that this is a person who has zero value to the team. And that's the reason as to why he got disconnected from the team. So, who do we blame? I blame, there's so much blame to go around. We blame the team management organization. They have to go. We blame the players for lying to themselves and thinking that they have the ability to play. These people actually thought they could beat Angola. Angola already had our number and they already qualified. So this was a revenge game. The buzzer beater that Elongwa hit was 4 years ago. People have a tendency of saying, it might happen again. Don't count us out. All this, but how can you say don't count us out? Even if you had a strong start. Personally, if you've been watching I've been watching the Kenya Morans so much in the past 6 years, and I can tell you one thing: they have a good start, but how they finish the game is the reason as to why we fail. Our defense is poor because of Coach Cliff. At least Coach Liz Mills fixed our defense. We lost games, but at least our defense was not bad. But look at what we are being subjected to right now. It's pathetic, and it's freestyle basketball. And Coach Cliff should not go off the hook. These people should be indicted. Right now, there's an indictment by the public to the Kenya Basketball Federation, and they are walking like they don't care. They walk like as if nothing is happening, nothing is serious. Right now, if we keep losing, our ranking will keep dropping every single year. And I even mentioned this in various videos I've made in social media. Our rankings are falling. We are falling because the teams that are going to classify in the Afrobasket when it ends, you will see that when they go up, somebody has to go down, and we are going to go down. And looking at even the forfeiture, it has left a very bad taste in Fiba's mouth. And people really respect Kenya in Africa, but these infractions, all these off-court shenanigans happening, poor planning is the reason as to why we are failing. And the KBF management is failing to acknowledge this. They're trying to gaslight us and say that we couldn't get a ticket. All this and that. All too many stories. Too many stories, but refusing to say we made a mistake. We couldn't book early. Uganda. Uganda made it there. But one thing I want to say is this: how come we're the only country that couldn't make it? We're the only country that was granted a walkover. Libya, the home team played. Cape Verde are there. Nigeria is there. Uganda is there. Are they not human beings? Are they not people? People are saying that this travel advisory for security reasons. But if the security was so high, why is it that the Afrobasket there's no incident? So it is poor planning coming from Kenya Morans management, and they're trying to gaslight us and say, we couldn't get a ticket, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. But the thing is, they planned poorly. They try to flex their authority with how they selected the national team, and look at what it has brought us. Even with all the effort to get them there, it's a waste of money. The chartered flight is useless. They have thrown away money. They've thrown away taxpayers' money in a competition where they're not even going to qualify. It's a waste of money. Even I would prefer even FIBA to have even sanctioned us and banned us, because we don't deserve to embarrass ourselves every single year. Both the men's team, the women's team, FIBA 3x3, everything is a sham. Everything is just off. The vibe is off. Everyone does not. The Kenya Morans don't want to be there. They don't want this type of struggle. And that's the reason as to why, even with these losses, they don't feel anything. They have no remorse. Coach Cliff is there. He's smiling. The man is just okay, It's just a good day at the office. Coach Cliff, this is a win for him. Losing as coaching the Kenya Morans, as long as he's getting paid, he's okay. So these players, as long as they're getting paid, they're okay losing. They're okay taking the L. They don't care about rankings. They don't care about qualifying. It's always about a per diem, flying. Just filling the passport. The passport fillers we have on the team. Victor Bosire is a passport filler. This guy Desmond Owili, passport filler. Bushwa Mukote is a passport filler and roster filler at the same time. Griffin Ligare, passport filler. Useless. Virtually useless crop of players. Even the other guys are not off the hook because it's poor. Coach Cliff should be fired, and all these players should just get out of they should not even come back. Like the legacy players should not come back. Even I said it, I called for these people to revamp the team a year prior. They couldn't do it. Look at this. It's a year later, they still play the same. So it's pathetic. I mean, it's sad, man. I might just leave it at that as I wait for Guinea versus Kenya. Today, it's the first game of the day, so we're going to watch that one as well. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I mean, I said I'm gonna go surgical, but I mean, it's at this point it's just pathetic. It's just you can't excuse this anymore. Like you can't make excuses for these people. Anyone who's trying to make excuses for them, they're a failure as well. They're trying to say and convince you that this is okay. This is not okay. It's not okay. We're the worst team in the tournament. I mean, other countries are losing games, but they're not losing in this embarrassing fashion. Look at countries like Rwanda, Uganda. Look at Uganda. Uganda just beat Cape Verde. Look at South Sudan qualified. Like, look at all these countries who are going against the grain and making history for their nations. Why not Kenya? It's the mediocrity and the leadership that is killing us. And it's high time people call them out. When you see them in Nyayo, call them out. I mean, these people are destroying the country's reputation in continentally, and they don't care. They are okay with the failure, and that's the reason as to why they get called out, and people are making fun of them, and people are not respecting them. And thank God this is an election year, so these people may need to go away. Send these people home. None of the current regime management should come back. Everyone should leave. Actually, even call for their resignation. With what they have done, they should just resign. We reboot the team. Because this one is unacceptable. And we should not make this okay. Coach Cliff is washed. He's fired. He's a specialist in failing. And I've kept saying this year in, year out. And I called for this man sacking in 2022. People decided to, fail me in the comments saying that I don't know what I do. I don't know what I'm saying. I called for this guy sacking in 2023 after the Afro-Chan. They refused. I called for this guy sacking again last year. I called for this guy sacking this year. How many losses will it take? How many times will you lose this? Will you lose games for you to understand? Now people are waking. The staunchest defenders of this team and this regime are turning on them. If you look at the comment section, people are making fun. People are laughing. People are basically just laughing at this team. So it is what it is. So yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys. So do drop me your comments in the comment section. I know this video has been long, so I mean it's one of those long ones. I don't usually make too many long videos, but if I have so many things I just want to make sure to tell you, I'll make sure to say it. So like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.